So Samsung's next foldables are coming in hot, and while the company's been totally silent, the leaks, not so much. They're spilling faster than a soda on a bumpy bus ride. We're talking early hands on photos, case listings, and even marketing material, all giving us a surprisingly clear look at the upcoming Galaxy Z Fold 7. And from what we've seen so far, this year's foldable might just be Samsung's sleekest, slimmest, and most refined version yet. Now, it's not a complete overhaul. Don't expect a space shuttle disguised as a phone. But there are definitely some eyebrow-raising upgrades. Let's start with the design because that's already making waves. But before the deep dive into the video, a quick reality check. Over 98% of you watching right now aren't subscribed. That's wild. Hitting that button doesn't just grow this channel. It genuinely keeps me motivated to keep digging, scripting, and dropping the best leaks and updates before anyone else. If you made it this far, chances are you're into it. So why not make it official? Thanks, and let's dive in. According to multiple trusted leaks, a Galaxy Z Fold 7 could be the thinnest foldable Samsung has ever made, which is huge because if there's one thing users constantly gripe about, it's how chunky these things feel when folded. This time, Samsung might have finally gone on a diet plan and stuck with it. But wait, it gets spicier. Rumors suggest Samsung might even launch an ultra version of the Fold 7. Yeah, you heard that right. An ultra foldable. That would be a first, and it could mean some serious high-end features that the regular models never got to see. Still, don't expect changes across the board. According to leaked promo materials and images from case manufacturers, the phone's silhouette looks pretty familiar. Thin frame, polished build, but there's one thing that's not so subtle. That camera bump. It's big, like really big. It's already causing a debate online. Some love the idea, more bump usually means more camera power. Others worry their phone's gonna wobble like a loose table leg when laid flat. And you know what? They might have a point. One of the more interesting leaks came from a Reddit post showing a super thin case made specifically for the Fold 7. From the side view, that camera bump, it looks almost as thick as the entire folded phone. Seriously, it's wild. The triple camera array sits on this raised island, and the case gives it a little extra lift to protect the lenses. Smart move, but visually, it definitely exaggerates the bump even more. So what's powering that beast of a camera setup? According to leaks, Samsung's upgrading to the next-gen version of its ProVisual engine, the same smart photo tech that launched with the Galaxy S24 and got boosted again in the S25. Translation: better photos, sharper details, improved zoom, and smoother videos. Perfect for content creators, selfie lovers, or just anyone who wants their cat pics to look like they were shot on a $2,000 DSLR. But here's the big one, and it might just be a game changer. There's buzz that Samsung is finally putting its 200-megapixel main sensor into the Fold 7, the same one used in the Fold 6 Special Edition. If true, this would be a massive win. People have been begging for flagship-level cameras in the Fold series for years. And let's be real, previous models always felt a step behind compared to Samsung's other flagships. Just that sensor alone could instantly give the Fold 7 a whole new level of premium. Now, besides the big sensor upgrade, don't expect the rest of the camera system to be wildly different. It'll still likely be a triple setup on the back, with two front-facing cameras, one under the main screen and one on the cover display. But with the new ProVisual engine doing its thing, even that familiar hardware might end up performing way better than expected. Now switching sides, literally, let's talk about the Z Flip 7. Unfortunately, this one's not getting the same level of love. Leaks suggest it'll keep the same camera setup as the Flip 6, a 50 megapixels main shooter, a 12MP ultra-wide, and a 10MP selfie cam. Still solid, but not mind-blowing. That said, the upgraded ProVisual engine will still be on board, so image quality should get a decent boost even without shiny new hardware. And now some rare good news in the world of pricing. Despite a fresh wave of US tariffs introduced by President Trump, Samsung might actually not raise prices this year. According to tipster Panda Flash Pro, yes, that's their actual name, Samsung plans to keep pricing pretty much the same in most markets. That means the Z Fold 7 should still land around $1,899 and the Z Flip 7 at $1,099. No massive sticker shock this time, which honestly feels like a small miracle in 2025. For context, last year's Fold 6 got a $100 bump and people weren't exactly thrilled. So yeah, keeping things stable this year is kind of a win. Now let's get nerdy for a second. Wireless charging. According to a new listing from the Wireless Power Consortium, both the Z Fold 7 and Flip 7 will support Qi 2.1 wireless charging. That's the newer standard that brings magnetic alignment, basically MagSafe-style charging like on iPhones. Here's the twist though. Samsung might not be putting magnets inside the phones. Instead, they might just make the phones Qi 2.1 compatible, meaning you'll need a third-party case with magnets to really take advantage of it. Not quite MagSafe, but hey, it's progress. And more importantly, it lets Samsung keep the foldables nice and thin without sacrificing charging reliability. Oh, and in case you're wondering if this leak is legit, the model number tied to the wireless charging update, SMD637U, doesn't match Samsung's usual naming, but it does line up with patterns used in past foldables. So yeah, it checks out. Now here's the fun part. When's all of this happening? Well, rumor has it that Samsung's next big Unpacked event could go down in mid-July. And here's why that's more than just wishful thinking. Samsung recently announced a series of health-related Galaxy Watch events kicking off on July 13th in New York. That just happens to line up with the same time frame that leakers have been pointing to for the Fold 7 launch. Coincidence? Probably not. Expect invites to start going out any minute now. At the end of the day, Samsung seems to be walking a tightrope with the Fold 7. They're making it thinner, possibly smarter, and finally giving it the camera love it deserves. But if everything else feels too similar to the Fold 6, it might not be enough to convince people to upgrade, especially if they're already rocking a Fold 5 or 6. Still, even if it's not revolutionary, it's clearly a big step forward. There's talk of new wearables, a possible ultra-foldable, and real upgrades to core features that could finally make the foldable experience feel complete. So what do you think? Is the Galaxy Z Fold 7 finally the foldable phone you've been waiting for? Or are you still holding out for a surprise twist at Samsung's next event? Drop a comment and let me know what you're thinking. And as always, thanks for hanging out with me till the end. Catch you in the next one. Take care and stay tuned.